former RCBC manager found guilty of money laundering over the $81 million Bangladesh bank heist in 2016.
Pagkatapos ng termino ko, yung lahat ng lupa ng gobyerno na ibigay na at yung marami by the hundreds, ilan dito.
President Rodrigo Duterte wants Masbate and other areas in the country under land reform. And Senate vows to work on the proposed 2019 national budget and the road board abolition issue when regular session resumes next week. Good evening. A Makati Court finds former RCBC branch manager Maya Digito guilty of money laundering over the $81 million Bangladesh bank heist in 2016. Grace Cassin tells us why.
Former RCBC Jupiter Makati branch manager Maya Santos Digito is facing imprisonment for her alleged role in the Bangladesh bank heist that happened in 2016. Makati City Regional Trial Court Branch 149 found Digito guilty beyond reasonable doubt of violating the law of anti-money laundering. In its 26-page decision, the court said that Digito facilitated a transfer of $81 million into the country's financial system and into accounts at her branch when a hacker breached the Bangladesh Central Bank in February 2016. The court was convinced that Digito was also liable in creating the 4 fake accounts in RCBC Jupiter branch where the stolen money was deposited, withdrawn, converted to Philippine peso, entered into a casino, and afterwards went out of the country. In its decision, the court stated that Digito violated Anti-Money Laundering Act by facilitating all transactions to deposit and withdraw the stolen money in just 2 hours. The court was convinced Digito was aware that the source of the money was illegal. The court sentenced Digito to 4 to 7 years in prison and fined her $109 million or 5.68 billion pesos for the 8 counts of money laundering. Attorney Demetrio Custodio Jr., the legal counsel of Digito, said they will appeal the decision of the court since it is not yet final and executory.
So we will take a look and determine our proper course of action. But right now, we were going to file a motion for reconsideration.
The Bangladesh government, through its envoy to the Philippines, hopes that others also violated in the crime will also be held liable.
There are 6 other RCBC officials whose case has been sent by AMLAC to DOJ, and DOJ is still handling that. So we hope that will also be expedited after this case.
Of the $81 million stolen from the Bangladesh Central Bank, only $18 million were recovered and returned to the government of Bangladesh. Grace Cassin, UNTV News and Rescue, Makati City.
President Rodrigo Duterte vows to place Masbate and other areas in the country under land reform as he sought to downplay the communist group's influence over impoverished areas. Rosa Licos tells us why.
President Rodrigo Duterte promises to work on land reform all over the country under his term, especially in areas where there are tensions between the tenants and landlords. The president believes this will resolve the decades-long armed conflict embarked by the communist rebels who have been calling for genuine land reform program. The chief executive made the statement when he attended the launching of the Negosyo Serbisyo sa Barangay in Dimasalang, Masbate on Wednesday.
Pagkatapos ng termino ko, yung lahat ng lupa ng gobyerno na ibigay na at yung marami by the hundreds, ilan reform, hindi talaga, hindi ito matatapos itong away na ito kung ipadaan lang natin sa bala. Kasi ang mga tao matagal nang nagdusa dyan sa lupa na talagang hindi makanik. Somebody has to do it and someone has to give. Kayong mga mayayaman, medyo you have to share it whether you like it or not. For after all, it is not my law. It's the law of Cory Aquino.
He also ordered Agrarian Reform Secretary Jan Castriciones to personally visit Masbate and to place the entire province under land reform.
Nandito ba si Secretary Aquino? Is he here? Bihin mo sa kanya, next time punta siya dito. Tignan niya ang Masbate, ilan reform na yung lahat.
Meanwhile, the chief executive once again appealed to the communist rebels to surrender and return to the government fold. Duterte promised to provide them the basic necessities to start a new and productive life. The president said he is stopping himself from ordering the military to bomb the NPA-infested areas as this might displace many civilians. Duterte revealed that countries such as the United States of America and Israel also helped the Philippines locate these rebels through drones.
Pero yung the waging of war, kinokontrol ko yan. Lalo na paggamit ng bomba. Kasi alam mo, pagka bomba. Kung ilanding dyan yung isa, ubos tayo dito lahat. Eh paano yung mga civilian? Kasi kung wala lang civilian, medyo matagal na siguro malinis. Hulugan ko na lang ng bomba.
Rosa Licoz, UNTV News and Rescue, Philippines.
The Senate vows to prioritize the deliberation on the proposed 2019 national budget and the abolition of the road board when its regular session resumes next week. Meanwhile, some senators believe that the government can implement the fourth tranche of salary increase for state workers without the 2019 budget. Nel Mariboc tells us why.
Some senators believe that the stalemate over the proposed 3.757 trillion peso budget for 2019 should not be a reason to defer the scheduled salary hike for government workers. Senator Panfilo Lacson in a statement urged the Department of Budget and Management to use the reenacted budget to fund the fourth tranche of pay increase for state employees. Budget Secretary Benjamin Jokno earlier said that the pay increase this January may be deferred after Congress failed to approve the proposed 2019 national budget on time. Lacson said the reenacted budget includes 99.4 billion peso under the miscellaneous personnel benefits fund that can be used for the salary hike. Senator Bamakino agrees with Lacson's sentiment, saying the allotted fund could be used to help government workers cope with rising prices. But for Senate President Vicente Soto III, it probably wouldn't hurt much if the scheduled pay increase for state workers would be delayed for a month. Soto assures they will immediately tackle the 2019 budget proposal as well as the bid to abolish the road board when Congress resumes its regular sessions next week.
There is the other half of the Senate which believes that there is no need for a BICAM because we have adopted the House version. There are no disagreeing provisions, in other words.
The approval of the 2019 proposed national budget has been derailed over allegations that Jokno made anomalous insertions and discretionary funds. Jokno has dismissed the allegations and renewed his call on the Congress to immediately pass the budget. The House of Representatives has already passed the General Appropriations Bill, but it remains pending in the Senate.
1 month lang naman yung delay, kung tutuusin, because we are assuring them that as far as the Senate is concerned, by next week, when we resume, we will be able to pass it on third reading.
The Senate targets to ratify the budget of both houses of Congress in January 27. Nel Mariboc, UNTV News and Rescue, Senate of the Philippines.
Just a joke. This was how Malacanang described President Rodrigo Duterte's remark against the Commission on Audit that has sparked outrage from his critics. On Wednesday, Duterte quipped to just kidnap and torture state auditors who find fault in state projects. Some groups have assailed Duterte's statement, saying it exposes state auditors to harm and causes a chilling effect on government personnel who are just performing their duties. However, Malacanang says Duterte was just joking when he made the remark, which was meant to point out the Commission's strict procedures that hamper the implementation of government projects and programs. The statement also aims to call on the Congress to amend the law on auditing protocols. Presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo says that reviewing and scrutinizing the transactions entered by the government agencies to ensure the rightful expenditure of the people's money is part of COA's mandate.
You know, I think the remarks of the president, which was delivered in playful jest, actually was a criticism that COA should apply, even if the rules are very strict, you can liberally construe it within the ambit of the law that will not delay the delivery of services.
The Department of Trade and Industry directs a supermarket in Libis, Quezon City to explain the reason why it is selling sugar at undue prices when market costs of agricultural products have lowered based on its monitoring. Joanano explains why.
The Department of Trade and Industry once again visited the Commonwealth Market to monitor consumer prices. The DTI found that prices of vegetables, meat, and fish there are being sold at lower prices. A kilogram of chicken is currently priced at 100 pesos, which is 20 pesos lower than its previous price. Pork sells at 200 pesos a kilogram, while a difference of 10 to 20 pesos has been observed in the prices of some vegetables, including cabbage, potatoes, and carrots. However, prices of local onions and garlics have remained stable, priced at 60 to 70 pesos per kilo. Prices of fish products such as galunggong or round scad, milkfish, and tilapia have also dropped by 30 to 40 pesos per kilogram. According to the DTI, prices in the Commonwealth Market have lowered as traders now get their products directly from suppliers, avoiding exorbitant markups from middlemen.
Kasi diretso ang supplier na dito dinadala, meron silang slaughtering houses, may dressing areas na registered at may permits, kaya naibebenta nila ng mababa.
According to the DTI, prices in the Commonwealth Market have lowered as traders now get their products directly from suppliers, avoiding exorbitant markups from middlemen. The price monitoring team also visited a high-end supermarket in Libis, Quezon City, and was surprised to find that a kilogram of refined sugar is being sold here at 70 pesos. This is 20 pesos higher when compared to the suggested retail price set by the DTI.
Sulatan natin si all day, so alamin natin kung saan nanggagaling yung suppliers para ma-determine natin kung bakit yung mas higher yung price nila ng sugar dito.
The DTI warns to impose appropriate actions if the supermarket management is proven to have imposed undue prices. Joanano, UNTV News and Rescue, Quezon City.
The House Makabayan bloc is eyeing to file charges against the Philippine National Police over its alleged profiling of the members of the Alliance of Concerned Teachers. According to Bayan Muna Party List Representative Carlos Zarate, the PNP's move to surveil teachers affiliated with the ACT Teachers Party is dangerous and infringes on their rights to privacy and association. Zarate says their legal team is still studying the possible charges to be filed against the PNP. President Rodrigo Duterte signs into law the bill increasing war veterans' monthly pension to 20,000 pesos. This is a 300% increase in the monthly old age pension of senior Filipino war veterans of World War II, Korean, and Vietnam Wars. The entitlement to the increase in old age pension shall be limited to the eligible living senior veterans and shall not be transferable to any family members and/or dependents of the senior veterans. The amount for the initial implementation of this act shall be charged against the current year's available appropriation of the Philippine Veterans Affairs Office, and for the continued implementation shall be included in the Annual General Appropriations Act. Up next on Y News. The Commission on Elections disqualifies 70 senatorial aspirants in the upcoming May midterm elections.
Ang pagmamahal sa'yo'y walang hangganan.
And composer Wishcoverer Top Suzara picks his last two bets for the semi-final round of Wishcovery Season 2, The Singer and the Song. Thank you for keeping me company in the first part of Y News. More reasons behind the stories with Angelo Castro III and Thio after this quick break. I'm Rheena Villamor-Camara. Good evening.
Welcome back to Y News. We pick up from where Rheena Villamor-Camara left off. I'm Angelo Castro III, and here are the headlines.
The Philippine National Police shall take the lead role in law enforcement operations against criminal syndicates and private armed groups with the active support of the armed forces of the Philippines.
The Philippine National Police to send a battalion of Special Action Forces to Cotabato for the plebiscite on the Bangsamoro Basic Law. A GIS exclusive, senatorial aspirant Dr. Willie Ong to push for Philippine healthcare system improvements if he wins in the midterm polls. And 66% of Filipinos are worried over President Rodrigo Duterte's health condition based on the latest survey of social weather stations. President Rodrigo Duterte has signed the Telecommuting Act, or the Work from Home Bill. This law institutionalizes telecommuting as an alternative work arrangement for employees in the private sector. Telecommuting refers to a work arrangement that allows an employee in the private sector to work from an alternative workplace with the use of telecommunication or computer technologies. An employer in the private sector may offer a telecommuting program to its employees on a voluntary basis and should not be less than minimum labor standards set by law, including that for health, safety of workers, schedule and workload, work hours, and social security. The Secretary of Labor and Employment shall issue the appropriate implementing rules and regulations of this act in consultation with the National Tripartite Industrial Peace Council within 60 days from the effectivity of the law. The military and police are set to deploy thousands of its forces to Mindanao for the upcoming plebiscite for the Bangsamoro Organic Law. Victor Cosare tells us why.
Ranking officials of the military and police conducted a National Joint Security Coordinating meeting at the Camp Crame earlier, together with the Commission on Elections, for the scheduled plebiscite for the Bangsamoro Organic Law in Mindanao. In particular, they discussed and mapped out measures they will be implementing to secure the plebiscite in Isabela Basilan, Cotabato, and the Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, which is set on January 21. The plebiscite in Lanao del Norte and North Cotabato will be held on February 6. According to Philippine National Police Director General Oscar Albayalde, a battalion of Special Action Force commandos will be deployed to these areas to help secure the plebiscite. The process will allow residents to vote on the ratification of the Bangsamoro Organic Law, which seeks to replace the ARMM.
The Philippine National Police shall take the lead role in law enforcement operations against criminal syndicates and private armed groups with the active support of the armed forces of the Philippines.
Albayalde says the SAF troopers' deployment will be focused on Cotabato, which is considered a problem area due to intense disagreements among groups opposing and supporting the measure. The Armed Forces of the Philippines, for its part, will send more than 10,000 of its forces to monitor the process.
Nakalatag lahat ng ating security measures, especially in the case of Mindanao. Alam naman natin, naka-in place ang martial law, and we have added security measures and intelligence monitoring.
Meanwhile, COMELEC is considering to place Cotabato under its control in the coming May elections due to the recent mall bombing attack that killed 2 and injured 34 others. The poll body has yet to decide on recommendations to place Daraga Albay under its control following the assassination of Congressman Rodel Batucabe and his security detail, SPO2 Orlando Diaz.
Pinareport natin yung mga tao namin sa ground, same with Daraga Albay and Cotabato City, dahil medyo mainit yung situation sa Cotabato City.
Victor Cosare, UNTV News and Rescue, Philippines.
At least 70 individuals who filed their certificates of candidacy for the 2019 senatorial race have been disqualified by the Commission on Elections. The COMELEC Law Department explains most of these individuals were disqualified because of being a nuisance candidate, while others were barred from running for being incapable of launching a national campaign. The Omnibus Election Code defines nuisance candidates as those who file COCs in mockery of the election process. to cause confusion among voters by the similarity of the names of registered candidates or by other acts which clearly demonstrate that the candidate has no intention to run for the office for which the COC has been filed. The poll body says disqualified aspirants may still appeal the decision within 5 days after receipt of notice. COMELEC also reports that of the 182 party list groups, only 154 remains in the list. But this may still go down as the Commission continues to scrutinize submitted documents and requirements. COMELEC expects to release the official list of candidates by the third week of January when they begin printing the ballots.
The official list we expect to come out on or before the start of the printing, which is probably going to be on the third week of January, 23, 24, 25, thereabouts. Right now, we're only waiting for the certificate of finality for the decisions that have been released by the COMELEC.
Dr. Willie Ong is a rookie in politics but has decades of experience when it comes to public service. Ong is eyeing to join the 2019 senatorial race, and he vows to push for more health programs that would especially benefit poor Filipinos if he wins his bid. Ray Pelayo tells us why.
Veteran physician Dr. Willie Ong became a social media sensation for his helpful tips about almost every health conditions. His knowledge in the medical field has been his tool to help especially the poor who need medical help.
Masarap makatulong isa, dalawa, tatlo, pero baka makatulong tayo na 1,000, 2,000. Why not, diba? Baka may gusto pa ang Diyos na paggawa sa akin. Yun lang talaga ang purpose ko.
Dr. Willie is also active in a number of public services in different parts of the country.
Nakikita ko yung ginagawa sa UNTV, libreng gamutan, libre lab test, at alam ko yun nababalitaan ko sa mga mahirap kong pasyente. Marami pumupunta dito sa inyo. Pero gusto ko sana, pag nakita ko kasi isang matutulungan, like yung mga example lang, heart patients, yung mga may congenital heart, kaya natin tulungan isa, 250,000, 5,000 sila.
Dami.
Paano yun?
In the last survey on senatorial preference, Ong landed on the 21st to 29th spot, but the political aspirant remains confident that he will win his bid. If given the chance, Ong wants to push for what he calls as his goals. Goals stand for free gamot or medicine, especially for the poor, free operation for minor surgery, proper advice or diagnosis for attending doctors, ligtas or safe and secured drugs, immunization and food for the public. Among others, Ong considers illegal drug addiction as a long-standing problem in the Philippines.
Kasi parang sinasabi nyo, ilibre na natin yan, i-decriminalize na natin yan.
Yung konti lang, yung less than 1 gram. Yung less than 1 gram, pag nahulihan, ipapadiretso na sa rehab. Hindi yung dadalhin sa kulungan, makukulong siya doon. At na-addict siya doon, hindi naman siya kriminal, nahulihan lang siya konti, sasama mo doon sa mga kriminal. Pag doon sa kulungan natin, ano problema? Napakataas ng TB, tuberculosis, HIV, AIDS, mataas din sa kulungan.
Ong has 9 million Facebook followers, putting his social media account as top 22 of all popular FB accounts in the country. His YouTube channel, meanwhile, was ranked 43rd among top accounts with 840,000 subscribers. Ray Pelayo, UNTV, News and Rescue, Quezon City.
Camarines Sur Vice Governor Fortunato Peña has resigned from office, but he insists that this is not part of a political move. Gladys Tuwabi tells us why.
Camarines Sur Vice Governor Fortunato Peña is planning to step down from his office beginning February. Peña says his resignation, which will take effect on the 28th of February, is due to personal and family reasons.
Kasi may business at saka may aspirations ako sa ibang government office na kailangan siguro ma-consider. So, yun ang pinaka-reason na personal.
Peña says he has tendered his resignation letter to the office of the President Rodrigo Duterte, but has yet to receive word if the chief executive has accepted it. Peña, who served for 3 terms, thanked the Villamor family for their support of his political career. He, however, denied rumors he is planning to move out of Villafuerte's political party.
I remain loyal to Governor Mix Villafuerte, who is a kind-hearted person, and a strong supporter of the Team One Kamsul. Yon. So, walang issue yan sa hiwalayan yan. It's not an issue actually. It's a personal plan, it's a family plan na talagang kaya nag-decide ako.
He also expressed his gratitude to the constituents for giving him the opportunity to serve the province. He said that among his accomplishments was the ISO certification of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, which meant that the system is at par with international standards. Top-notch board member Romulo Molo Hernandez of the 2nd Congressional District will assume as Vice Governor by operation of law on March 1, 2019. Gladys Tuwabi, UNTV News and Rescue, Philippines.
More than 60% of Filipinos are worried about the health condition of President Rodrigo Duterte based on the latest survey of the social weather stations. But Malacanang insists this is not a reason to release the medical bulletin of the chief executive. Rosalie Cos tells us why.
Malacanang assures the public anew that there's nothing to worry about the health condition of President Rodrigo Duterte. This is after the result of a social weather station survey showed that 66% of Filipinos are worried over Duterte's health. Presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo says there's no need to release the medical bulletin of the president, especially because he is transparent enough and is even making a point to update the public about his current health condition.
No, it will not, because the Constitution requires serious illness. The president knows he is not in serious illness, kaya he's not obligated to release anything about his condition.
Based on the December 2018 social weather report, the number of Filipinos who are worried over the chief executive's health has increased by 11% from the last survey in September 2018, while 34% have said they are not worried about the chief executive's health. The report also shows that 49% of Filipinos believe that the president has health problems. 24% believe otherwise, while 27% remain undecided. Panelo says he is optimistic about the report as it shows that many Filipinos are concerned about the president and are praying for his health.
That shows that there is an increase in people worrying and caring for the president. They want this president to remain in office. They don't want to be deprived of the change that they have seen in his governance.
Rosalie Cos, UNTV News and Rescue, Malacanang.
Composer Wish cover Top Suzara expresses excitement after completing his top 4 picks for the semi-final round of the Wishcovery Season 2. The singer and the song. Leslie Longbowen tells us why.
Top Suzara's last 2 groups from Cebu faced off in a vocal showdown on Wednesday for a chance to continue their journey in the Wishcovery Season 2, The Singer and the Song. Last night's sing-off was crucial as only 2 of the 4 Wishcoveries will get to advance to the next round. First to perform were Bless Ebarita and Nashwing Casas with their heartwarming rendition of Minsan Lang Kita Iibigin. Christian Rosa and Joffet Osena came next, crooning a boys' duet of the song Nandito Ako.
Nandito ako, umiibig sa'yo, kahit na nagdurugo ang puso.
Although all 4 singing hopefuls delivered impressive performances, Top Suzara picked Nashreen and Christian to complete his top 4 bets for the semi-finals, along with Phoebe Olores and Rayan Ortuste.
I'm so happy po kasi po matagal ko na pong wish na makakanta sa Wish.
Actually po, hindi pa rin po ako makapaniwala ngayon. Kasi hindi ko na-expect na makakarating ako dito. And I'm so thankful at I'm just speechless sa ngayon po.
Suzara has expressed excitement for the singing battles ahead as the second season of Wishcovery enters the semi-final round.
Ayun, buo na yung apat ko. Buo na yung apat ko from Cebu. And I'm very excited kung anong in store para sa kanila, para sa amin. Ayun.
Leslie Longmoan, UNTV News and Rescue, Philippines.
Up next on Y News. Chinese medical team completes a 5G-enabled remote surgery test.
One at a time. Especially at age of 40, it's hard to think about the future fight.
And fighting Senator Manny Pacquiao talks life at 40 as he readies for his Las Vegas bout with Adrian Broner. And those are the reasons behind the stories in the second part of our newscast. Y News returns with William Thio. I'm Angelo, Castro III. Good evening.